an awful lot of people have been sent there, as you know, on the police signature. There's no hearing, there's no appeal, there's no trial, there's no charge. Some obedient policeman comes up to somebody and says, you're going to a camp, signs the form, and off they go for up to 4 years. That's a method that was devised by Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin, and was imitated by Mao in the 50s, as I'm sure you know. And the model is still working, 60 years later? Russia long ago got rid of that system. So why is it still working in China? That's the question that we should be asking every Chinese official and every party official that anyone sees anywhere in the world. There are still an awful lot of people, of which probably at least half are Falun Gong practitioners in these camps across China, that are making they're making products like Christmas decorations or garments or toys or you name it. They're people. I've talked to people who've got out of these camps. One woman I'm thinking of who told me she used to sew sweaters. Well, in fact, it was Jennifer Zhang told me she used to sew sweaters all day. And other people have told me that too. And where do these products end up? Do they end up in stores here in Stockholm or in Ottawa or New York? I suspect an awful lot of them do. And how come the government of Canada, the government of Sweden allows these products into our countries? What we need, of course, is a law that puts the onus on the importer to show that what he or she's bringing into Sweden or Canada is not made by slave labor, forced labor. The United States has an agreement to ban products from forced labor coming into the U.S., but they don't enforce it. And there's a country in Asia that maybe I better not name that has a free trade agreement with China. And I asked one of the officials what they were going to do to prevent such imports, and he said, we're going to have an inspector in Beijing. One inspector. So let's get serious about this. Let's say we're going to show some backbone. We're going to show some smarts on this. We're not going to allow our kids to play with dolls and toys and whatnot that are made by somebody who's working 16 hours a day for no pay in a forced labor camp in China. The 610 office was set up after the persecution, or at the time of the persecution, started in mid-99, July 99, and they were authorized to run this thing across China. And I talked to a policeman in Australia several years ago who had told me that, and this is maybe typical, is that he was told that if somebody was coming out of a labor camp, a Falun Gong practitioner, and that if he and his colleagues had any doubt that the person was going to go back to being a Falun Gong practitioner, he told me they were authorized to shoot the person. Can you imagine giving that authority to the police in a 21st century? Any country. And fortunately for him, he simply said I guess he couldn't take this, and he fled China, and he's now in Australia. I believe he's a citizen of Australia. But that's the kind of mentality that was operating there.